Hi you guys, so today I thought we would do a get ready with me to kick off Thanksgiving. I'm still in my pajamas, my hair just freshly curled, so I'm letting it all cool and set. I didn't want to bore anyone to death, so I'm just making a little bit of room so that I can do a get ready with me. Kicking off Thanksgiving, I thought we would chat about Thanksgiving, where I've been, why I've been kind of slacking on the comments. This month has been like very busy for me. I'm kind of surprised because I don't remember November ever being quite this busy, but I guess a lot has changed. So well, if you're new to my channel, my name is Charlie, and these types of videos I do here, the types of videos I do on my channel are very laid back, casual, very relatable, I hope. I try to do affordable things. I try to show you lifestyle videos, get ready with me's, nothing that is too like bougie. I'm more like a bougie girl on a budget, a very strict budget that I put myself on. So if that sounds like something that piques your interest, I would absolutely love you to stick around and subscribe. So that being said, we're just going to start out with a little bit of foundation. This is my favorite foundation. I don't know why I try to use anything else because I always go back to this. This is the L'Oreal Pro Matte in 102 Shell Beige. This is just so good. It's so good. It really is. This one and this one. The Revlon Longwear Makeup, the original color stay in 180 Beige is just, I like it better than any high-end product that I've used. But so I started off October strong and I was posting every day, except I missed like a couple days here and there, not many. So I mostly did Vlogtober. Then November came and my daughter got her license on the 1st. Another new technique that I've been doing, you guys, is really working that foundation into my sponge. Really working it into my sponge really good. And then oh shoot, I wanted to do my eyes first. That's okay. I guess I won't do any shimmer today. Really working it into the sponge so that my application, look how smooth that goes on now. You can see it just, look how beautiful that goes on. But yeah, my daughter got her license November. I'm hoping you can see this. It's so hard to show you because I do need a mirror, and I always say my mirror is humongous and I have no choice but to use the mirror because I have trouble seeing. Where was I? Oh, my daughter got her license, which I think I said in a video. And then everything just kind of went real fast, real quick. She started driving to school. It freed up my mornings. I've been going down and working a lot more, really doing my full hours and spending time with my grandparents a lot. So look at that coverage difference. It's stunning, beautiful. And that, look how much coverage I got from only 2 little pumps, and I really worked it into my skin. So I've just been busy. And then my grandparents surprised us and came up for a visit. My grandfather has this little habit of not calling, and it's not because I care if anyone ever comes up, but I live pretty far away. This is about how much I use per side. So they're teeny tiny little dots. It's not like, I'd say it's like maybe 2 full dots. And then I, again, pounce it really far in. So one Sunday they took a drive up and I'm like, you guys have to just, what if we weren't home? That would have sucked for you guys to drive 40 minutes. Luckily we were here, but it was a nice surprise. And while they were here, of course, they asked the dreaded question, not dreaded, I shouldn't say that, but who's hosting Thanksgiving? So typically in most families, I'm speculating, I shouldn't, but in most families, I would assume once the grandparents are at a certain age, it goes down to the next generation, which would be their children. Well, for a long time before my mother passed away, she did have Thanksgiving and Christmas at her house. Then she passed away suddenly and very unexpected, and then it went back to my grandparents. Well, my grandfather is going to be 80, but he's a very active, like if you ever met him, you would be like, there's no way this man's 80. He literally looks super good for his age, and he's very, very much active. Same with my grandmother. Whenever she's not, man, I burnt myself so bad today. I do that all the time. It's because I try to rush with my hair and I burn the hell out of myself. So my grandmother, when she's not in a flare-up with MS, she does really well. But when she's having a flare-up, she's not doing well. And they just changed her pain medication and took her off heavy pain medication. I notice when she's on something very heavy, like a Schedule 2, whatever they are, the ones that are opiates, which, you know, she does have multiple sclerosis, which is an autoimmune disorder, and it's can be a very, very devastating diagnosis. When she's in severe flare-ups and has surgeries, they often prescribe her something heavy. And I noticed look how beautiful that coverage is. I just got to get close and look, you guys. Someday I'll figure out the camera angle situation where you guys can see. And I left my closet door open. Hold, please, because I know that's going to bother someone, probably me. The closet door is now shut. Okay, that's much better. The closet door is now shut. Let me just keep blending, seeing where I need a little more coverage. Because my hair's so light now. I was thinking about bleaching my eyebrows last night because I did my hair last night. I know it needs a little toning. I promise I'll fix it. I probably won't fix it, but I don't mind it. See, I'm such a kind of good enough girl. Like, I'm taking just a small amount of foundation just to finish my forehead. I'm the type of girl that I'm happy with it's good enough. I know that's not a great attitude. Maybe, like, in many ways I'm a perfectionist. In some ways I'm just like, maybe I'm not a perfectionist. I'm okay with things that are just good enough. If it looks pretty to me, I'm okay with it. I don't really care about people's kind of like opinions of me. My biggest thing, I'll get right back to the other thing. I'm sorry. This is like I've had a lot of ruminating thoughts. Is that the right words? Lately, I have not had a lot. I've had a lot of trouble focusing on even like the most mundane things. I think I'm just a little hyper right now. And I've had a lot of like weird things going on in my head. Like, I noticed that I'm repeating the same like silly conversations in my head, and I don't even know why it's happening, like obsessively doing it. And I noticed that I'm having a very hard time concentrating lately, like really difficult times concentrating. So I'm gonna go into bronzing first, which I'm gonna use the same stuff I always use. This is the caramel bronzer from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's my favorite. And then I'll show you my favorite concealer. It's the best, and I have to put you onto it because it's so good, and it's drugstore. So I just have been having trouble concentrate. So again, I forgot. So my grandmother, they switched up her medication because I do notice when she's on any type of narcotic, she is definitely more of a risk to fall. And the minute they put her on this other certain medication that still is used for pain management, but it's also used for other things, she does really well. And she's much more active. So they came up to visit. That's where I was. Sorry, you guys. I really am trying to stay focused. Like I said, I'm having a hard time, really hard time concentrating right now and finishing sentences, tasks, things like that. I couldn't even read the other night because I was so distracted with the same thoughts going on over and over in my head. And I'm like, oh my God, if I don't stop thinking about this, I'm going to go crazy. And it's not even like relevant things or anything bad. It's like I'm not having bad thoughts. It's just the same thoughts over and over and over. And it's literally making me nuts. So she came up, they were feeling good, or she was feeling good. And she came up and she said to me, who's doing Thanksgiving this year? And my husband says, we are. And I thought, you mother, why wouldn't you ask me first? But whatever. So I said, all right, well, I guess if everyone's willing to drive this way, because it's easier for 3 of us to drive south than 17 of them to drive north. You know what I mean? I agreed to it. So then started that I have to get my house really, really in order. So we started in this room, got this all painted. Look how pretty that that bronzer is. Got it. It's a little dark because my hair is light. Got this all painted up here. My husband, the lady that lived here before us, I think I've said this a few times, she really went cuckoo for hanging. She had a Cricut machine because this room was like an office for her husband and her. They were a single couple. I guess that's, no, not a single couple, a single family couple. I don't know. But it was just her and her husband, and I think they were getting ready to start trying for children, so they wanted to upgrade. Even though this house is like 1,200 square feet, to me, it's a big house. I don't know what the hell is a big house anymore, but my whole life living, if I ever had lived in a house this size, I always thought my friends who lived in houses this big, it was a big home or a modest home, you know what I mean? I don't know even what there's only 3 of us. I don't even know what I would do with anything bigger than 1,200 square feet. Like, what the hell would you do with 3,000 square feet? I think I would be like stressed and feel like it was a waste of space for only 3 people. And my daughter's going to be going to college soon. So I definitely don't need the extra space, at least right now, until my sister starts having children, because my other sister has said that it's just not in the cards for her and her husband, and I respect that. If it changes one day, then I'll be thrilled, but if it never changes, then I will just be a grandma to their dogs and cats, and I'm okay with it. I would never push motherhood on anyone because it is the biggest job in the world, the most important job in the world, the most stressful job in the world is being a mom and dad. So if you are not, I always say, if it's not like 100%, like there is no way in life you could live without this, and you need to rethink that thought, because it's not a maybe decision bringing children into this world. It's a heavy, most important thing you'll do in your life, I think, is bringing another human being and being responsible for them. So, as soon as I found out Thanksgiving was up here, we started working on the house a little bit. So my husband went and spot painted. Like I said, she went crazy. She was a Cricut kind of girl. And when I tell you, there was probably hundreds of like signs and printed pictures and printed this all over this house. There had to have been, I don't even know what she was doing, hundreds of little holes all over the house. It drove me absolutely nuts. So my husband spackled and got those little things painted, and it looked great downstairs. I'll have to show you in another video. Nothing crazy, but it looks better. So I just bronzed up my nose. Not really contoured it, just kind of bronzed it, and I'll fix it with concealer. Again, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm hoping you guys can see fine. Usually it turns out just fine. You see more of this side, but I don't know why you would need to see both sides of my face. I do have lighting on both sides, so I'm hoping that at least helps to keep no kind of weird shadow on my face. So we painted. Then I got to work like a crazy woman cleaning. So, I mean, when I deep clean, I still do forget certain things. Like, you don't, I mean, not everyone, I mean, I know there are people there that this is a common thing for them, but you don't really think about baseboards and window seals, and you don't really think about curtains and blinds. Like, when you're deep cleaning, you're thinking about mopping and really scrubbing your walls and your countertops, stuff like that. So then I was like, you know what? I got to get these more tedious tasks done. Pause for 1 second. This is the best concealer. I just ordered another one. This is in light 15. The way to use this though is you have to do one eye at a time. I know it's a little time consuming, and really press and work the product in, but once you do, I haven't had any trouble with creasing. It's beautiful coverage. I really, really love this, but I should love it because I do love the foundation. It's hard to find this foundation now, or at least I haven't been able to find it, but I really haven't looked hard because I made the mistake of buying the 30-hour one, and this is probably going to be in when I do my end of the year favorites. This is going to be a miss for me. I've tried to use it. I've mixed it with glowy foundations. It's just not good. Oh my God, we're 15 minutes in and I haven't done anything. Okay, so I got to do the more tedious chores. So the other day I did baseboards and doors. You don't think about it, but the doors get so dirty and dusty. So, and we have white doors, so you really can see everything. And I have a Chihuahua and a cat. My Shih Tzu doesn't shed anywhere. He doesn't really shed at all. But he definitely doesn't even remotely come to what my cat and my Chihuahua does. So I should have recorded it, but I was overwhelmed and I had to pull out my ladder so I could do my cabinets. So I just wanted to do it, and it was like an 8-hour process because I didn't just do the countertops. I did my cabinets, which are white, of course, and they were filthy, and you don't realize like how much grease gets on top of the microwave. So I did that. Then I got to doing look at the difference. Look at that. You instantly can see a lift on this side of my face. And you saw I didn't use much at all. But you definitely, if you can't see a difference, I hope I'm not crazy, but to me, there is a noticeable difference. Sorry, I wasn't looking, excuse me. I wasn't looking at the camera, but you can see a notable, can you see it? I can see it. And that's all that matters, is that I see it. But, and I use such a fair amount, and this comes with, it's only 0.23 fluid ounces, but I have had this now for about 4 months and I'm still going strong with it. You just squeeze it and more product still comes. And I try to use this to kind of like fix any mistakes I made with my contour, and I use it because my eyes definitely need something. I can't put shadow without setting my eyes first. So I got all those tasks done. The doors were the most important, and baseboards, and my downstairs bathroom is now off limits, except for number 1s. No number 2s downstairs now, just till Wednesday when everyone gets here on Thursday. Then I don't care what anybody does, but just trying to keep things organized and clean. So I still have a lot to do today. I'm gonna clean my oven because we're doing the turkey. The first turkey we've ever done, me and my husband. My husband's so excited because he's gonna be in charge. Look how beautiful that is. I'm gonna fix my contour a little bit. He's in charge of the turkey, and I'm gonna help him because he's never done anything like that. But I thought it was really special that he wanted to be in charge of the turkey for me. All right, I'm just blending everything in, and then I'm gonna set my makeup. So I did the tasks. I got all the tedious things done. And then my husband decided he was gonna do the windows for me. So he went and squeegeed all the downstairs windows. Let me set my face with powder. I'm just gonna set it with a little bit of this Stay Matte from Rimmel, and I will be right back. Okay, so I set my whole face, and I just set a little bit of powder bronzer. I am going to do my eyebrows on camera because that's my next step, and the only reason I'm doing it is because when I don't do it, I always kind of get a comment like, oh, I really like that process. So maybe it's like relaxing. Maybe I'll just do the one and save you guys the trouble of sitting through both. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do this eyebrow on camera, and then I'll come back, or after I do the other one. So I'm setting it with the e.l.f. Brow Lift. This best. You guys, I still have a few high-end products that I love, but I've noticed that I am slowly really just added more and more drugstore to my routine. I really have. And I feel like, one, to show people that you can do a full glam on a strict budget, and because I like it. You know what I mean? I like drugstore products. Of course, there are some high-end products that I love, but I prefer drugstore. I'm not gonna lie. I like the price tag and I like the products. So anyway, back to my Thanksgiving fiasco. So I got mostly everything done. Today is the finishing touches. Like, I'm gonna change my sheets, gonna put all of my husband's clothes away, take anything in the basement that needs to from summer, And then I'm going in with the ABH in Granite Brow Powder Duo. You guys, this is 100% worth the $25 ticket tag or whatever it is. And I'm going to tell you why. And I don't want to hear anything about it. Yes, I use powder products way longer than I should. This has a shelf life of 12 months. But if you threw this out every 12 months, it would not be worth it. I don't feel like it's going on my eyebrows. I haven't had an issue. I've had it for 2 years and I just hit pan after 2 years of using it. So it's definitely worth it, and I'll probably get another 2 years out of this. And yes, I will continue to use it. Unless something was like mold I saw or an odor, there's literally no smell to it whatsoever. Or say I change my eyebrow color, anything like that, I understand. But until then, I'm using my product. So I'm just going to dip into, to start with, the neutral gray. So then Friday, after I got the house mostly cleaned, my daughter's room has to be done. I have to pick up in here just a little bit. And the only reason I'm cleaning upstairs, usually I would be like, okay, upstairs is off limits. But the reason I'm cleaning, and I have changed my brow routine. So this is the first I'm showing my new brow routine. I put a lot of brow gel in my brow, and as I apply it, so I swoop in, then I take excess off to my finger. I'll have to do a more in-depth video if you would like. My brow routine has changed immensely, so if you would like something new after I show you what they look like, definitely let me know. So the only reason I am doing upstairs as much as I am is because some of my family haven't seen my house yet. We moved in here, I think, almost 3 years ago, and yes, it does seem like a long time, but you know, it's just not, it's not unheard of for people not to, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But they're going to be seeing my house for the first time, so I really wanted to just be nice. So I got most of my cleaning done, few odds and ends today. I have dinner in the crock pot. I made chicken cacciatore. No, I'm sorry, I didn't film it if anyone was wondering. It's one of the easiest recipes. I'll talk about that in a minute. And then Friday, I called my grandmother because, like I said, I've never made a turkey. So on our Thanksgiving menu is your classic turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing. Stuffed cabbage is, it's Hungarian stuffed cabbage. It's a must, and that has been on me for the last 7 years. That's been my thing that I always make. So I'm prepping a lot Wednesday. I'm probably making majority of the dishes that can be the day before. So we're doing stuffed cabbage, which I'll do Wednesday. I'll cook it all day Wednesday, and then I can just reheat it. And it's better that way. It's kind of like a stew, how it's always better the next day. So then I'm doing macaroni and cheese baked, which I'm going to do the night before. A pasta salad, my deviled eggs, excuse me. My indigestion's been acting up again because I'm not taking my Nexium. And then my sister's gonna buy the stuff to make an antipasta or like a charcuterie board. My grandmother's gonna bring the 2 pies, apple, and she's gonna make apple. See how I've been doing them more lifted? Apple and pumpkin, and she's bringing rye bread. My aunt's bringing white bread, and she's bringing the cranberry. I'm doing the mashed potatoes, the turkey. I got a ham because I'm not the biggest turkey fan, and neither is my daughter. And I'm going to get to the turkey ham story in a minute. I was so excited. So I basically have the classic menu, and then I'm going to do a vegetable, which is probably going to be green beans, corn. So you got your turkey, your ham, your green beans, your corn, pasta salad, macaroni, stuffing, yada, whatever. You get it. So Friday, I called my grandmother. I have never made a turkey before. I've done roast chicken, and it always turns out good. So I'm going to assume it's very similar. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I called her and asked her how, you know, realistically, if I'm doing a ham, how big of a turkey do we need? And she's like, maybe 18 to 20 pounds. I'm like, okay. So I get to, I'm like, where am I going to, I had already gone into it expecting to spend a pretty penny on a turkey because of the economy and groceries being up. Whatever, I had already prepared and budgeted because I knew I was going to be spending a lot of money to feed everyone. No big deal. So I'm like, where am I? Usually back in the day, before I started shopping at Aldi, I'm sorry if this is so boring. I'm like 35 years old and I'm excited about buying a turkey. I'm sorry. I hope maybe this is relatable for someone. I'm going to tell the story anyway. I am so sorry. I just thought about how ridiculously boring this probably is. Or maybe you guys find it entertaining because it feels relatable. So back before I started shopping, I'm not going to lie, back in the day, well, not back in the day, 2 years ago, before grocery prices got sky high, I never looked at prices. I know I'm guilty of being more wasteful, and I never cared about how much something cost. I went into the store and I got what I wanted. Well, I'm not like that anymore. Even though my husband and I do well for ourselves, not so much like we used to. Even making decent money with everything the way it is, we have to be more mindful. That's all. So I knew, what I was saying was I used to get a free turkey every year. You either got a free ham, if you spent $400, you got a free ham or a free turkey. I think a lot of grocery stores, Sam's Club, things like that, offer that. Well, because I stopped shopping anywhere but Aldi, I didn't qualify for anything free this year, which is fine. So I'd gone into it thinking I was gonna, that's my eyebrow, thinking I was, let me start the other one while I finish the story, you guys. I'm trying to stay focused. But that's the brow. I love it. It might not be for everyone, but I love it. So I went to Lidl first. I looked everywhere at the cost of what each turkey was per pound. I was hoping for something more like 99 cents a pound, but I knew going into it, it was probably not gonna happen. So I saw that Lidl, I think that's how you say it. I'm from the Philly area. Well, I'm in New Jersey, but I'm very close to Philly. I wasn't always. I used to live down in Cape May, but now I'm closer to Philadelphia. So we have Lidl. I'm like, you know what? Let me go there and just see. I don't ever shop there. I've never shopped at Lidl, but I saw that they had like turkeys for $1.49 a pound. And I looked at the turkeys and I didn't know the brand of the turkey. I assume it was their brand. Not that there's anything wrong with that because I buy everything from Aldi, but I just didn't like the size of the turkey. So I was like, Brooke, which is my daughter, can we just go right over to Aldi for 2 minutes? She's like, sure. So she drove me over to Aldi, or maybe I drove. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I run into Aldi and I see butterball turkeys for such a good price. So I found a 15-pound turkey that was so big, and I love butterball, like deli lunch meat. So I'm like, it's got to be a good turkey. And it was like 30, I'm going to say it was like $32 for this turkey. I'm like, holy shit, I'm so excited. And people around me must have thought I was nuts. So I'm somebody who's very animated and very like, so, for example, if I'm at the casino, I know it's like, what the hell is this person talking about? If you're new to my channel, this is what you have to deal with. I'm sorry. So, if I'm at the casino and you're somebody who's kind of like, I'm shy naturally, like by nature, I'm very introverted. But when I'm in a situation where I feel comfortable, I become very outroverted. Introverted, outroverted, I don't know. The opposite. Which, unless you're an introverted person, that might not make sense, but I am very much both. So if I'm at the casino and I'm having a fun time, you better believe if I'm playing that slot machine or whatever, I'm yelling and talking to my machine and thanking my machine. It's just who I am. And when I shop, I talk to myself, and it just is what it is. I have turned into my grandmother. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I used to, as a kid, not appreciate the things she did. It used to annoy me. But now, it's who I am. I sing all day long. I'm not a good singer, but I make up songs like she used to. I sing about everything. I can turn everything into a song. I just enjoy little things. So if you're with me and something excites me, which it doesn't take much to make me happy and excited, everyone around me is going to probably know about it. Not in an obnoxious way, just in a fun way. So like when I go to the casino, I don't play more than $40. I will never, and that's it. And it's the same with like lottery or scratch offs. The only time I play the lottery or scratch offs is if I have a few extra dollars. I will never take money out of my account to play the lottery or to gamble. I just do it if I have a few extra dollars on me. That way it's fun and it's not taking from anything. So anyway, none of this has anything to do with the turkey. So I get to Aldi's and I think, okay, good. This is not a bad price. So I said, Brooke, go look at the hams and tell me what the hams are looking like price-wise. And there was a big ham for $13 and some change. I'm like, score. I am so excited. The ladies next to me must have thought I was absolutely crazy. So this is just a saga of buying a turkey. So I get to the cash register. Just picture it me. I'm in my sweatpants. I'm literally crazy. So excited. The reason I went for turkey Friday night is my grandmother, I called her, said, hey, how much is the turkey? How many pounds of turkey do I need? She's like, you know what? I'm not going to try to scare you, but you might want to go get the turkey like ASAP, like maybe right now. I'm like, why? She's like, because they sell out way faster than you realize. I'm like, shit. Which luckily I did, because my husband's best friend went to get a turkey yesterday and they were completely sold out. But because they were a card member at Sam's, they were able to get their free turkey. I don't know. But I was like, damn, I better go get the turkey right that second. And I remembered, and I said to my husband, he's like, sometimes my husband gets very like, I drive him crazy, but he loves it. So I'm like, do you remember that episode of Bob's Burgers when they couldn't find the turkey, or one of the cartoons? He's like, oh, I'm so glad that is what you're basing your life off of, is a cartoon. I'm like, but you know what I mean? So that's why I ended up at the store at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock at night. I don't go out really at night in the wintertime, just because I'm a nervous person without my husband. But I did it, and I was proud of myself because I got a good deal. So I get up to the cash register. There was no people checking you out, so I did it myself. I rung my turkey up. $5 off my turkey at Aldi. I'm like, you gotta be. I was like, and I start hooting and hollering at the freaking cash. Someone's gonna be like, bitch, you are so old. I start hooting and hollering from excitement. These are my eyebrows, by the way. I start screaming. My daughter's like, at first she was kind of like embarrassed, but then she kind of matched my energy. I'm like, dude, we just got a ham and a turkey to feed my whole family for under $35 for everything, because everything just, so like, I guess the turkey was 32, then the 13. Okay, so no, it was like $39 at the end of everything. I was so excited. I came running home with this 15-pound turkey, breaking my arm, screaming at my husband. I was so excited that I found this damn turkey. So it just felt like everything kind of fell into place. And then I got the rest of my stuff. So I am going to, man, this is going to be a really long video if I do my eyeshadow with you guys. Let me see and dig out. I got to go rinse off my hands. I'll be back when I think about what I'm going to do for my eyes, and we'll continue this very anticlimactic, very climatic story about me finding my first turkey. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, so I am back. I promise, though, I am only going to keep you for one eye look. I'm not going to do both eyes and keep you here, because at this rate, the video is liable to be over an hour long, and nobody wants to sit through that. So I have the James Charles palette. You guys, I have been itching. There's 3 palettes that I want so bad. But 2 of the creators sometimes have a little bit of controversy around them. And I just never want to disappoint people on here. And the first one I really, really want is that new James Charles painted palette. Now, you know that I don't buy palettes anymore like I used to. I only buy them if I feel like I can't live without it. I love the new painted palette. Then the new Jeffree Star Scorpio palette I really, really love. And the new Huda Beauty Gothic palette. Those are the 3 palettes that I have like put in my cart. Well, the Scorpio one I don't think is out yet. And I think the James Charles one just launched. But the Huda Beauty one I've been putting in my cart and then taking out, putting in. And I have a $5 off, and I just keep trying to justify buying it. But let me know if you're getting any one of those palettes, because I just feel very uninspired and need something new. Even if it's something I have similar, I just need something new, if that makes sense. But I am going to go into the Morphe and James Charles. I'm very disappointed about him talking shit on this palette, because I very much supported him at the time when I bought this, and very much think it's a gorgeous, very beautiful, nice palette. But that goes to show you, you should really make sure you trust the influencer that you are supporting. Do you know what I mean? And it's very hard to know who to trust, because I very, very much got sucked into needing every single beauty product. I'm going to dip into the white in the palette just to go under my brow here. I'm going to just do this one eye with you. I do have to look in my mirror. But yes, I very much got sucked into needing things that I absolutely, one, couldn't afford to keep buying, and two, didn't need. So back to my turkey saga. So then I felt so much better. I had the turkey. I called my grandmother. We were so excited. I got the ham and the turkey. And then yesterday I thought, you know what? I just want something a little neutral to set my crease. So I'm just going to go into this neutral color to start. I said, let's get this done now. Oh, that's a lot darker than I thought. So my daughter, I was like to my husband, you know what? You don't do well in the stores. If you could stay home, clean up the garage, get the table power washed and cleaned, and all the chairs, and if you could do those few things for me, I'll take care of this part. Because my husband, so a couple years ago, which this is totally irrelevant, but I guess it would make sense why he didn't go with me. A couple years back, I'm going to say about 4 years ago, I noticed that my husband was smoking cigarettes a lot. Now, he had smoked since the day I met him. I don't smoke cigarettes. I never had. I had childhood asthma, and my mother died of lung cancer, and she was a 2 to 3 pack smoker a day. And I definitely think there was other factors that played into her passing away, but that was the number one. Was, I gotta fix that eyebrow, was her smoking a pack to 2 to 3 packs a day. So my husband was getting to the point where he was able to smoke at his job that he was at the time, because it was in a garage setting. He was a welder. And I'm like, listen, you're getting to where you're in your late 30s. We gotta do something about this smoking. It's too much for me. Not to mention, it is gonna kill you in the long run, and it's too expensive. Like, there's so many things, like, this is ridiculous. So what saved his life was the nicotine patches. I'm not gonna lie, and I know they don't work for everyone. We did do the last step in the program. We extended it, because if you look on the box, and I think this is where people make the mistake, if you look on the box, those are not recommended for somebody who's smoking upwards of 2 packs a day. If you look, I believe it says on average 10 cigarettes. So for someone that's not smoking as much, I believe the patches would work as they are recommended. But I knew my husband wasn't ready. So we extended the last step, I think, for 2 extra months. And that's why he was able to quit smoking for as long as he had. Well, then I noticed he was getting a weird cough. And I said to him, I had confronted him. I'm trying to think of what color. I really want to do purple. So I might dip into this purple. I know it's a little outrageous for a day wear, but I'm going to knock a lot of that off, maybe just dust of purple. I said to him, I confronted him a few times about smoking, and he kept saying no, and I didn't smell cigarette necessarily, just a light dusting on him. Well, it turns out that he had been sneaking and vaping, which in my opinion, this is my own opinion. You got to remember, my mother died of lung cancer. My stepdad has many lung issues for the same reasons. So I am somebody who's very much against any of it. I don't judge people that feel the need to smoke and vape. It's not my body. It's not my life. But when it comes to my family, I'm going to freak out. So I was pissed beyond belief when I found out. And plus, when he quit smoking, his immune system became resilient. He healed his lungs because they did chest x-rays when he went in for full physicals, just because he was a new patient. It was incredible how much his body had healed. Do you know, since he started vaping, he's been vaping, I guess, 6 months without telling me. He's been sick 3 times this year. So it's not funny in any way, shape, or form. He'll be 40 this December, the very last day of December, actually. And his grandfather died at 65 from something very preventable with his heart. His grandfather was just very stubborn and didn't do what the doctor told him. It was a very preventable thing. And he had his first silent heart attack at 40. So the other night, my husband and I were watching television. It was actually Saturday night. I was sitting on the couch with him and he's like, "Oh, my chest feels funny." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And it was getting worse and worse and worse. And he's like, "Oh, my chest just feels tight." And it lasted maybe 10 minutes, but I knew he wasn't having a well, I shouldn't say I knew, but I believe it was because of him using the vape. Well, he's sitting there and it was scary. And I said to him, like, if it doesn't get better here soon, we're going to go to the hospital or I'm going to call an ambulance, which, if you know me, it takes me almost like dying before I go get medical intervention because I have a lot of anxiety. That's really pretty. It started to subside, and right then and there I said to him, if you pick up that goddamn, excuse my language, vape again, like, I mean, what can I do? I mean, literally, he's an adult. I can't really threaten him too much, but I said to him, oh, sorry, my light went out. I said to him, if you don't consider quitting, like, soon, I just didn't know. So we threw the vape out. And I was like, you're liable to be like a little agitated. We don't know exactly what is in these damn things to withdraw from. And I've seen some people really go through withdrawal from them. And I am very sympathetic, you guys. My father was a heroin addict. Not that it's anywhere near the same thing, but I do sympathize when people are struggling to get off of anything. Medication, drugs, nicotine. Nothing's good. Alcohol, it's all hard. And I knew it was going to be kind of like not great Sunday. So that's really why he kind of stayed home. And I'm only sharing this because I share a lot of wonderful things about my husband because he is wonderful. But we all make stupid choices and mistakes. All you can do is choose to forgive somebody and help them if you want to. It's up to you. It's up to your mental health. It's up to your well-being. It's up to how often this kind of shit happens. But he's on day 3 of not using it. So we're just starting over. It is what it is. So I don't know why I shared that, but I felt the need to share it. Probably because I'm still a little hurt that he would do it behind my back after I supported him and really, really, really helped him get off the first time around. I'm going to do the other eye, you guys. Oh, God. I promise I won't bore you with the remainder of my face. We'll be done really quick. I'm just going back into that neutral beige to kind of set the crease, and I forgot to do my brow bone. Or did I do? No. So then I said, if you stay home and get that done for me, I'll go food shopping and get the necessities. So I went to Walmart, and everywhere we went was a madhouse. And I'm like, oh my God, is Aldi's going to have any food in stock? So we went to Walmart. I couldn't find a turkey baster anywhere. Nowhere. I'm telling you, the Dollar Tree, Walmart. I finally found one at my local ShopRite. We were laughing because we're like, of all friggin' things. So I got a beautiful tablecloth. I finally found one that fit my table. Walmart has $10 tablecloths that go up to 102 inches. So an 8-foot table fits perfectly, and it's plaid. It's going to be beautiful for the whole winter, and it was very neutrally, so it was like a green and red plaid, but definitely perfect for winter. I was able to get the injections for the turkey so that it has flavor, and I went to Aldi and got the remainder. So in total, for everything to feed 17 people, Not including booze, because I'm telling everyone to bring, if you want beer, you have to bring it yourself. I'm not providing it. It's too expensive. But I'm providing everything else except 2 pies, a charcuterie board, white bread, rye bread, and cranberry sauce was all on me. And for everything, I spent around, this is including non-food items, so paper plates, plastic forks, paper cups, tablecloth, dog food was like $200 yesterday, plus the $40 for the turkey and ham. So right around $250, I'm gonna say. And all I need are like pepperoncinis, I forgot them, and salami. So I feel like I did a really, really good job. And I'm excited because it's just finally, for a long time after my mom died, holidays just, my sisters would always say, it just doesn't feel right. Nothing feels the same. And I understood. And I'm hoping with new traditions, we can get ourselves feeling like the holiday again and feeling special again. We always do something on Christmas Eve, but things are going to have to change a little bit here because my sister did get engaged and we're going to have to share our time. And I'm hoping someday we can all just be together. I love her partner so much, which makes life so easy. He was so easy to love. His family is a little just different. He grew up differently. He is from a Hispanic household, so things are different, but I can't see a world where we can't share and enjoy each other's company. They were going to come up this year and we were going to do it, but I thought it was a little overwhelming to meet them for the first time with such a large group. I personally want to meet her soon-to-be mother-in-law as like kind of like a mother-in-law myself, because I've been raising my sisters for the last 10 years as my own. I want it to be special and I want his mother to feel welcome, and I feel like it needs to be done in a very delicate way so that everyone just gets along. And then maybe for Easter we can all get together, because Christmas is a very special, hectic time. But I'm hoping that we can all make traditions. She put up a tree in her new little apartment. So I'm just hoping with time we can get back that special feeling that we're all missing. So maybe by having Thanksgiving here, then Christmas Eve we do at my grandparents' house because it is my grandfather's birthday. And then Christmas typically is at whichever respected homes. We don't go anywhere, although my sister does come to my house. She's going to do Christmas Eve with his family and then Christmas Day with us. And yeah, it just seems like everything's just going good right now as far as that. So I'm going to finish up all of this because it's just taking too much time, and then I'll be back to brush out these beautifully tight curls with you. I did them this tight so that they lasted. Okay, I just put on some blush, just a little bit of pink blush. I gotta blend this side actually while I'm looking at it. I wanted to show you these 2 drugstore mascaras. The other day, my grandmother asked me if I was wearing false lashes. Look at this from the side. So beautiful. And no, Maybelline is where it's at, and they are matching packaging. So I just mix Lash Sensational Sky High and Goody, Oldie But Goody Lash Sensational. What's it say? Full Fan Effect. It was the other side, I believe, is Spanish. Look at these. These 2 together are a knockout combo. Look at that. No falsies needed. None whatsoever. These are fantastic. I'm not going to go over all my mascaras. These are a win. Okay, I will be back with final looks, hair fixed, clothes on, everything. Okay, my beautiful friends, so that is the end of today's Get Ready With Me. It is freezing out today, so I definitely need to layer, but I'm going to be in the house today, getting mostly just cleaning done for Thanksgiving, so I don't think I need to layer too much, but it is chilly. But this is kind of like it kind of looks like that cold girl look with a little bit of pink and purples. I love it. This is the end of today's Get Ready With Me. It's just a little bit of updates about what's going on. I'm sorry if my turkey saga wasn't as entertaining as for some reason I thought. When I was younger, just quick story about my storytelling, I had taken a class in high school. They offered a writing class or something at the local college, so I decided to take it. I thought I was like gonna be a creative writing. I can't tell if that needs to be blended. I thought I was gonna be a creative writer, so I took the course because they offered it for free, and I had been doing so well in school, and I thought, you know what, why not? Well, I definitely wasn't up to par at 16 with adults taking it. So my aunt, who is a writer, tutored me in a way, or I don't know how you really tutor in creative writing, but like kind of gave me outlines on better ways to be more creative with some of my essays and things like that. So I credit her in my over explanation, being a little over the top and exaggerating. So that's where I get it from. She has passed away a year ago in October, which was a very sad loss, but I do credit her in some of my ability to tall tales. I don't know. Although everything was true, it was not as dramatic as I made it, but it was just fun to tell. Also, my sister she adopted a cat. Yay. She adopted a 2-year-old cat named Cheddar. I think his name was Cheddar. I don't know if they're changing his name or not. He's 2. He's missing an ear, but he is Peach's, not twin, but her scruffy brother-ish. I'll have to pop a picture in. So I hope you enjoyed this. I will definitely see you before Thanksgiving. I asked my husband if he wanted to vlog with me for Thanksgiving, and he did say yes. So stay tuned and let's see if we have some entertaining footage for Thanksgiving. I'm off to film my empties. That whole bag is empty so that I can get that in the trash and out of the way before we have company. But yeah, maybe we will get some entertaining stuff for Thanksgiving. So I hope you enjoyed this. I will let you all go now. This has been long enough, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.